Donald Trump was at a campaign event in Aurora, Colorado today, and he was babbling and rambling like he's been doing, but he was talking about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And he said that Joe Biden hates Kamala Harris. Now, he said this before. It's not true. But he said that Kamala Harris hates her. Oh, he hates her. There's a chance. There's a 1% chance he hates her more than Donald Trump. What? What would give you that idea? Other than the fact that she replaced him as the Democratic nominee. The only reason she's the Democratic nominee is because Joe Biden endorsed her. He said, this is the person. I am endorsing her to be the next president of the United States. Why would he come out then later and say he hates her? He doesn't. That doesn't make any sense. But then he went on to ramble a little bit more about it and said we didn't know anything about her. You know, we had to learn. We learned, well, we didn't know anything about her, and now we've learned, and now she's crashing like a rock. No, she's not. She's more popular than she has been. The polls, which, I don't trust them, but polls are showing her gaining support. Fundraising shows her gaining support. There's momentum in her favor. There's people actually showing up and staying through the entirety of her rallies. Anyway, he goes on to say that, well, I just had a thought from a brilliant mind that maybe there'll be a third person yet. Well, no, we got to be kind. We got to be kind to Kamala Harris, my people. Be kind to her. We don't want them replacing her with somebody because they might replace her with somebody like Hillary. He's got some deluded fantasy that Hillary Clinton's going to swoop in at the last minute and run the remainder of this presidential race instead of Kamala Harris because his people were saying mean things about Kamala. None of that makes a lick of sense. Now, is he just this delusional and this is what he really thinks? Maybe. Is it some kind of a dementia issue? Maybe. Or, as I was getting ready to do this video, I was thinking maybe it's hope. Maybe he's hoping that was what would happen. Because remember at the DNC, he said the same thing about Joe Biden. That when Joe Biden was going to come out and speak on the first night of the DNC, that he was going to say he's still in the race and he wants to run. And he was going to throw a wrench in the whole works, even after Joe Biden was the one to step aside and say Kamala Harris was who he endorsed. But he had that fantasy. And now he's saying that Hillary might run the remainder of the race. Doesn't matter that it's too late for them to change their nominees, even if they wanted to. And I'm thinking the Republicans are really wishing they could. But why would he want it to be Hillary? Well, because he beat Hillary once before. He's beaten Joe Biden before. I think somebody has gotten to him to where he's at least beginning to understand that there is a chance he could lose to Kamala Harris. I don't think he believes that he's going to lose in a landslide. And I think he really believes that he's going to win. But somebody's gotten some doubt in his head that he might actually lose to her. And that's why he's saying this weird stuff. He's hoping that something happens and Kamala can't finish the presidential race so that he can beat whoever the replacement is at the last minute. Because he's desperate. He doesn't know what to do against Kamala. He knows he's beaten Hillary Clinton before. He thinks he beat Joe Biden before, and because of the debate performance, he takes credit for knocking Joe Biden out of the presidential race. So in his mind, he's beaten Joe Biden before. So that's what it is. I think it's hope. It's misplaced. It's delusional. He's clearly suffering from cognitive decline with all of this, but his base still votes for him. I can't make heads or tails as to why. But nothing's going to happen with Kamala. She's going to finish the race. She's going to beat him by a bigger margin than Joe Biden beat him by. And that is going to mentally break Donald Trump.